have on my PC. So I had to like restart everything.
Link and everything.
Yeah, it just had me create a new account with them, and so I had to reset it back up again. It was silly, but it was done.
Here we go. So I think we up. Let me see. What's up, chat? What's going on? Let's see. Yes, I started using ultra low latency mode on YouTube, and it seems to improve like the interaction with the community, with the chat. Because before we were timing it, right? When I had Call Me Jay on there, he's like, say something, and then I say something, then he looked at the screen, he said, man, it was like 15-20 seconds apart from when I would say it on the mic until like the user on YouTube actually seen it. So this whole time we were pretty much like a 20-second delay.
Oh, that I did not know.
So I set it up to like ultra low latency, and it seems to be working. So let's see what we got over here. Hey, so what's up, chat? What's going on? Let's see. Let's see who we got up in here. Give me a second. What's up, Freddy? What's up, Mark? Hey, welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. It's your only friend, these YouTube streets, Porter77. And we doing it. All right, so let me see if go through here. We got up here. Hit the like button. Thank you for rocking out. Truly appreciate it. We got Craig Harris up in here. I don't know where the rest of the fan. Well, we're doing a little show a little bit early. So I know everybody's like, wait a minute. Usually start like around 9 p.m. Eastern. But, you know, my brother, Craig, was like, hey, can you do the show maybe just 30 minutes early? You know, because he's a first responder. And he's got to wake up early tomorrow. So I'm like, you know what? I got you, brother. You know, we'll do what I do. I'm pretty sure no one's going to complain that I'm actually on the channel earlier. So what's going on, Craig? I'm pretty sure no one's going to really complain like, oh, Porter Rock's actually early.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I can spend a little more time. It's supposed to be like 100 degrees tomorrow. So we're going to be out there making sure everybody's okay. But, I got some good topics, and shout out to everybody that came by my Twitter Spaces earlier, defending Starfield against the Fanboys, and hit that like button, people, and share the care.
Is there any like usually during the summer when you have these triple-digit degree heats? Is there usually like an uptick in the hospital, like heat casualties and stuff like that? Yeah, a lot of elderly people and then people who work outside who. They swear up and down they drink enough, but you have to hydrate. You have to hydrate like 2 or 3 days beforehand. Yes, you'd be surprised. You have to drink water to where your urine is clear. Yeah, like absolute clear. Yeah, if you're out there working 100-degree weather, like if your urine is still yellowish, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. Yeah, you got to pound water.
And you have to. Yeah, you have to do the water. You have to do like sugar cubes, so you don't go into have like hypoglycemia or something like that. Or you'll just start shaking because too much water, not enough other stuff.
Oh yeah, salt, especially. Salt.
Put salt on your tongue.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. All right.
Yeah, you'll see people with salt on their tongue. So we'll go around with that and just kind of be making sure everybody's okay. But yeah, tomorrow is projected to be the hottest day of the year.
Degrees.
Ouch. Yeah, that's without our humidity. So it's crazy.
Oh, man, good luck with that one. Man, Project, what's going on, my brother?
Hey, how's it going?
How's everything, man?
I made it just in time for the intros, I guess.
Yeah, man. Sorry we did it a little earlier. You know what I'm saying? But
it's actually better for me, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who knows? I might shift it. You know, if 30 minutes early is a little bit better for everybody.
Really is.
We could change it up. I have no issues with that. I'll try to accommodate. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with that. It's a together thing. How you been, man? Hey, how you liked your extended showcase? Because I know you weren't able. You know what? Let's start off the show with that. Let's start off with a little appetizer. Because I know you weren't on the podcast last week because you were watching the showcase. All right, so let me know what you think so far of the whole thing.
Of the extended or just the...
Start wherever you want to start.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I'll just say briefly about the actual showcase from Sunday. I mean, look, there's some things in there that I like, but overall, when you only have stuff a year out, look, it would have been better if they would have advertised that ahead of the show, and it would have been better if they had really killer games coming out in that 12-month period.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the show just didn't deliver overall. Again, there's not to say there aren't some cool things. I love that Arc 2 teaser, even though there's like no gameplay, but it's just an amazing demonstration of Unreal Engine 5.
Okay.
But that's my favorite part of the show, to be honest with you. And that's kind of a weird thing. Starfield, again, I was super looking forward to it, but I don't even know.
They didn't present it well. It could still be a great game, right? It could still be a great game.
Yeah.
They just would you say that Microsoft, or it's just somehow they're just not good? Like, you could have a great game, right? And you end up being a great game, but Microsoft just doesn't know how to sell it. You get what I'm saying? Well, like, the game could still be a fantastic game. They just don't know I don't know. I could put it like the Sony magic. Like, Sony could take a mediocre game and present it really well and make you think like, man, this game looks really good. And then when you play, you're like, oh man, it's not that great. But they know how to present it well. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's because they're a movie studio and they have that in their DNA of advertisements, where there's a TV show. Maybe they just know that formula and have the right people to present stuff, right? But it seems like Microsoft just doesn't have that skill.
I think Xbox, they have it down as far as customer service and hardware, but they didn't take the Don Matrick and Peter Moore like game quality, and presentation quality at E3 events. I mean, look, I'm hoping that'll change, but man, it's just like every year you keep going back. It's like, that's still not what I'm looking for.
I mean, but it could still be. But you haven't played any of the other games, right? You say you play Skyrim, right?
No, I have not.
Man, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, I understand. I understand why you don't want to play it, because you don't want the gameplay to be spoiled. I get it.
I mean, right?
You're like in a hard pickle, right?
Yeah.
Because you might not like the gameplay. Like, you really don't know, because there's people who don't like the gameplay of Fallout and Skyrim, and there's some that do, or like there's some. I mean, there's a lot of positive. I like it. I enjoy it because there's a lot of freedom to it. Like, the game does have a lot of freedom to it. They usually have great skill trees, like their skill trees, and like how you could develop a melee build, a range build, a pistol fighter build, a stealth build. Like, they usually have a great tree hierarchy of skill sets that you can improve, and you can style the character to the fighting abilities you want. Heavy weapons, tanks. I mean, it's just great, right? And all the games do that, right? So they have they have great stories. They have great interaction and conversations that lead to multiple outcomes, and just, you could really impact, the world, whatever. They usually have some type of factions or rogues or cities or gangs, whatever you want to call it. And you can be friends with all of them, or you can make them hate each other. I mean, it's a very good open-ended. They do a good job of making it open-ended, and a lot of choices and just a lot of different ways and styles you can play the game. So it's really, I enjoy it. I don't think like the actual combat is all that great. I think it's pretty simplistic, but it's fun though. It's really fun.
Okay. At least it has a first-person shooter element to it. So, like, I love my Call of Duty, so, at least I got that going for me. And I love sci-fi.
So the beauty part is, you can change it on the fly. Like, you could literally zoom in and zoom out. Like, you could zoom in it's first person, or you could zoom out and then you zoom away and now it's third person. So it's all fluid.
Yeah, you could do that on Skyrim and Oblivion.
Yeah, but he never played those games, so he doesn't know.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
So you can. So it's not like it's a settings menu. It's literally in the game. Like, while you're playing the game, you could just zoom in and out of first person or third person, and you could zoom like a lot further back to where you see the whole character's legs, and so you can like you can it's like a range of view to where it could just be like, waist up, kind of like God of War or something like that. You could play like that, or like Gears of War, or you can go all the way back to where the view is like the whole character, or you could zoom in all the way into first person. Me personally, I prefer the first person view mode. I don't know why. like it that way. I don't know. It just seems more interactive with the environment.
Well, Bethesda's games they'll tell you, are designed for first party. Yeah. I mean, they changed it a little bit with Fallout or Fallout 3. They did make it, because, you had that VAT system. Yeah. And it would go to third person. It's like, well, you might as well just be in third person instead of it constantly switching.
That's true.
No. Yeah. I mean, I defended Starfield today because I don't remember Bethesda coming out and saying that it was going to be the next coming and it was going to change the way you were going to game. I do remember a bunch of stupid ass fanboys on Twitter saying that that's what it was going to be. And we saw it. It is No Man's Sky Jr., which isn't a bad thing, because No Man's Sky actually is a successful game. It, people mocked it, but it has VR support now. People are always talking about it. There's like a different type of gaming community that plays flight sims and they play games like Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous. And I'm in that community as well. And we're all looking forward to playing the game. So, I mean, it's just, it was no, I think I can say this for Project Cloud. This showcase, there was no there. It was just kind of okay. So if you look at it like that, but, I don't remember them walking out on stage saying that. Because I follow the game, I follow the dev notes and stuff like that. And they never claimed it was going to be the second coming. That was these guys on Twitter. Now, they had to eat crow on Sunday. They ate a lot of crow on Sunday because the show was just okay. I agree with Project Cloud. They should have. I thought there would be more bang there. They told us it wouldn't be, but not having Hellblade, not having Fable, Perfect Dark, the Indiana Jones game, which I don't think they're. I don't think
Wolfenstein 3.
I was just hoping for Hellblade 2. That's it.
Yeah, and that's what cracks me up is that these guys have played Hellblade 1 and they thought it was a good game and they enjoyed it. As far as quality, they said it was a quality build for a smaller studio, and it was. Now they're trying to dog out Hellblade 2. It's like, what, you guys played the first one, you're not going to play the second one, So, but yeah, Starfield is a victim of fanboyism. It's nothing Bethesda did wrong, and that's why the damage control, is it 4K, is it not? Then you had people saying it's using VRS, and this. I mean, it doesn't. And then people said it was under 30 FPS, which is bad because that was supposed to be a vertical slice. So, but they mocked all these other games for being, 1440p and stuff like that, and being checkerboarded and talking about procedural generation, and those were never bad things. So, they had to eat a lot of crow. Not everybody, because most people were just kind of like, all right, it was okay, but it was nothing special. It was when he jumped up in the air with the jetpack, that was Mass Effect Andromeda. That is right out of Mass Effect Andromeda. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Or people complaining when they play Forbidden West when she uses the glider. They got that right out of the I can't even think from Link. Yeah, they got it. I mean, it's okay. It's not a bad thing. So it's just it's unfortunate that they don't play their games, and I don't know. I guess they thought it was supposed to be some kind of showcase or something, and it's just not.
No, it's a showcase. Doesn't mean it's gonna be bad. It just, Project, let me ask you this: would it have been better if the show, and let me see your view, if Microsoft would have already released maybe like 2 AAAs in the beginning of the year, from between January and before the showcase, they would have had already like 2 AAA, maybe like Redfall or that other game. What's the other game? We know what the Ukraine's going through, but let's say if they would have had like 2 AAAs already, maybe, and then the showcase, it's still the same showcase, would have been, okay, it's not, the showcase ain't great, but at the same time, Microsoft has released some games though. You know what I mean? Would the show not have been as heavily criticized, you think?
Yeah, well, I just want to say this first. So, like, Stalker 2, which is a game I'm extremely looking forward to, looks, absolutely gorgeous. It was one of the standouts from, it was either last year or 2020 when that was revealed at Microsoft's conference. But anyway, that was originally scheduled to launch in April of this year. So it should have already been out, but obviously, they announced, like, ahead of the release date that it was going to be pushed to December, and now with Ukraine, that's going to be a 2023 release. So,
hopefully,
if Stalker 2 would have come out
I would say, I just want to say that might not even happen 2023 because they're literally stuck in the Ukraine and Russia is still in there. So to me, that's the priority. I think the gaming community needs to leave Stalker 2 alone and not worry about it because, you know, the studio has bigger things to worry about than releasing Stalker 2. So let's I hope more for their safety and hopefully there's resolution to this Ukraine situation than worrying about Stalker 2. Because as long as Russia's in there, there's a lot of things that's not happening in Ukraine.
Yeah, well, actually, speaking of Stalker 2, because that was actually, it skipped, you know, Sunday's show, but it was in the extended showcase.
Was it?
And that was actually the closing game that they had.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was kind of more of a dev diary / intro to the game. So my understanding is that the game has resumed development.
Really?
Although what's interesting is the developers and there's video they showed, because there's like one kind of behind the scenes-ish stuff and then a second one of like the first 2 minutes or something of the game, the opening cinematic. And they very much parallel kind of what's going on in Ukraine with the actual game, interestingly. So it's always funny when, you know, like Top Gun, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, man, yeah.
World events, now Stalker 2. So,
man,
you know, it's always very interesting when that happens, you know, when fiction meets reality at the right time.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that was their showcase. But before they showed, I think, the cinematic at the end, the sort of dev diary showed like their, I don't know, lead animator or something in like a machine gun or whatever, just defending the country. So it's like, oh, that sure is a different job for you, isn't it?
Yeah. So. Hey, how do you feel? Did the extended showcase like lessen the blow? Did it do anything for you as compared to the actual showcase? Did it make things a little bit better, or did it make worse, or like it didn't change? Like it really didn't do much at all. Like how do you feel? Did the extended showcase do anything for you? Like better, worse, or it's still the same?
For me personally, it's a better thing for what it is compared to the actual Sunday showcase. Okay. But I'll say this. I like dev, you know, interviews and just behind the scenes stuff. So like I loved like the Pete Hines interview that was towards the beginning of the show. Okay. And I also like the flight simulator thing where Paris was actually interacting with, I don't know, the lead executive producer or something like that. So I enjoy that, but I'll say this: much of the gaming community, I think much of your audience even doesn't really care about that stuff. At least that's my assessment of your audience.
Yeah, it's very rare. So like the dev diary, not a lot of people care about.
Yeah, that. they're not. Yeah, that's a stinker for them. So let me say this: if you're somebody that's just like, let me just see the gameplay, this was not something you should watch.
It was bad.
So, don't watch it.
See, this is why, like, the realistic expectation I have for the Xbox Showcase was Hellblade. And the reason why, if you paid attention, if anybody was watching the Ninja Theory Dev Diaries, when they were first making Hellblade, they were changing the whole dynamic of their studios. They were no longer doing, you know, big AAA budget games that takes 4 to 5 years to make. They were going for smaller games, but with AAA graphical quality. So like Hellblade, while it took 4 years to make, it wasn't actual 4 years of development. It was more like 2 years development, but with stops in between because they needed to work on other projects because they paid for the project themselves. So they would work on it, and then all of a sudden when they're about to run out of money, okay, let's do this job for this other company. Help them out. Make some money, come back. So they were going back and forth, until they finished the project. But again, it only took long because they had to earn the money themselves. They didn't get a publisher for it. The game was only $12 million to make. So that's pretty impressive for the way Hellblade looks, its graphical fidelity and stuff. Pretty impressive for $12 million. That was the way forward. So now Microsoft buys them in 2019. In my mind, holy shit. So they could keep making these 12 million. Hell, probably spend 19 million now. And still make these games every 2 years, and they don't have to halt progress, they don't have to halt production, nothing. Because they're being backed by Microsoft. Hell, they could spend a little bit more. You know, instead of the 12 million, now they got 20 million, you know, for flex.
Oh, I think they're going a lot more than that.
But that's the thing. Like, what happened? How did the studio go from, hey, we're only doing, you know, this type to now a 4 or 5 year wait? So I'm like, did they change their strategy now because they got more money from Microsoft? I don't know.
But they added more.
Absolutely.
Didn't they double it? They doubled their staff, didn't they?
So it's just, I guess, but it's just weird, But I'm thinking, at first, when I heard about they doubled their staff, I'm thinking so they could tackle more projects. Meaning, instead of making one game every 4 or 5 years, or whatever, they're gonna make 2 or 3 games every 2 years. They're gonna keep pumping out those 2-3 year titles expeditiously because now they got the backing.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't know what Ninja Theory. I don't know how Ninja Theory. Well, I don't know the plan for Ninja Theory forward anymore because I don't think it's based off either that or they're producing like 3-4 titles and they're just gonna, when they do announce Hellblade, they'll also announce Project Mara, they'll also announce another game, and then boom, it's like, oh, okay, now I see why you guys were quiet for so long because you were cooking up 2, 3, 4 titles this whole time, and now it's time to unleash hell. Hey, we're gonna.
But isn't Mara a vertical slice though?
Yeah,
I didn't think that was a real game.
No, it's like a kind of like the Matrix demo, kind of. They're showing the engine and they're showing how good it looks, but it wasn't an actual game or whatever. At least I don't think it was. But But hey, shout out to the chat. Just to shout you out. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button. Carol Anko, what's going on? DMG.
Yeah, hit the like button, people.
TK. We got It's Me, Thunderbreaker, Muck45 Freddy. Critopsy's up in here. Kevin was good. King Busaki. What's up? 2SSJ was good. Channel member. Thank you so much for rocking. Ahmed Zayudin was good. Kratos. What's up? Javon. Spider Silva always up in here. Savage. What's up? Arc War Angel. What's good? Willie Ron. What's up? Blackbeard. Evil formerly S. What's up? Who else we got up in here? We got Harry Tran was good. DC Gaming. Thank you for rocking out. Silver Joysticks. We also got Mary Wilcox. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for rocking out with us. We also got Muff Duster.
Damn.
Welcome aboard. What's up? We got Nbandy 1080i. What's up? We also got Ashton Jack Fanny. What's going on? I gotta be careful because some of you guys' names try to set me up. We got Jason. Yeah, what's up, Jason? What's good, brother? What's good? We also got Leo Jimmy. What's up, Michael? 2XX. What's going on? Scrolling down. Psycho Gamer. Psycho Gamer's about to start some trouble, right? Him and his automated self-driving Tesla. What's going on? Right? We got. I know. He happy. He looking at us gas guzzlers like, sucks to be you. He's chilling, going to work, like still asleep, while his car's driving for him. All right. Who else we got? We got Slink, Mikey Mike. What's going on? And then that's it. Yo, what's up? Anyway, thank you so much for everybody. For those who keep popping up on the timeline, truly appreciate it. Hit that like button. Let this video keep trending. It helps the algorithm. Also, retweet this out. So we got us 3 up in here. So we're going to do it. So the first topic we're going to talk about is apparently Sony is... Oh, snap. Jason Hennigan joined the 60 FNL family. We got a new brother. The family's going larger and larger. We're going to take over YouTube. All right. Good looking out. Thank you so much, Jason. Truly appreciate you rocking out. We're going to talk about this, though. We're going to talk about apparently... Sony has confirmed that it will not take part in Gamescom this year. The annual gaming event in Cologne, Germany tends to take place in late summer and is scheduled to begin August 23rd. And I will say this, when I was living in Germany, I always intended to go to Gamescom, but something always came up in work and I had to leave Germany for temporary assignment. I am so pissed that I lived in Germany for over 2 years and I was never able to go to Gamescom. I had 2 chances. Never. It's just, oh my God. I'm so pissed. Because who knows if I ever get a chance for that. Anyway, the absence of PlayStation joins a list of publishers, including Nintendo. So Nintendo's not going. Activision Blizzard, they're not going. And Take-Two Interactive, that have all announced they won't attend the show. Sony Interactive confirmed its plans to the German site Games. Wirtschaft. The article, as translated by Google, notes that this also means PlayStation won't be showing anything at Jeff Keighley's Gamescom opening night live. since participation in that showcase is linked to our presence at the physical show. That makes it a mystery when we'll see more of God of War Ragnarok, though it's reportedly on track for release this year. So we'll start out with my boy Craig. What you think about that?
I mean, again,
hold on. One more thing. DC Gaming is now part of the family. Yeah. Oh, snap. You know, my man Jason said I got to change my name to Liquid Data. Oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? You know, but we're about to find out, chat. That's the topic. What's going on? How do we feel about Sony now at Gamescom? Tokyo Game Show. I think Tokyo Game Show's next, but we'll see. What you think about this, Craig?
It's just not a surprise. They're not doing any major. I still think they'll be there, even if they just show one or two games. But the games I'm interested in seeing is Forspoken, because that's coming out in a few more months.
Yeah, October.
And then that's coming. Maybe we'll get a little gameplay of The Last of Us remake. Doubt it, but have my fingers crossed. And then the Callisto Protocol. Those are like, and then some Star Wars stuff. I would like to see if EA's gotten further with Respawn on Fallen Order Part 2. So,
okay.
I just
Jedi Survivor,
Survivor 2. So let's see if
Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Yep.
Yeah, maybe we get some gameplay. I don't know if he's going to put it on Unreal 5 because the last one's on Unreal 4. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I don't.
Please go with Unreal 5.
They could.
I wonder if Unreal 5. I wonder if Epic made it easy, because you gotta figure, right? There's a transition. There's probably some people who's like, hey, we're gonna release our game for next gen consoles, so they started on Unreal Engine 4, and now Epic's like, wait, we got Unreal Engine 5, and we made it easier for you to transition from 4 to 5 if you choose. You think Epic did that? I'm hoping they did that.
Yes, I hope they did. They already did that.
Oh, yep. Nice. Because there's gonna be a lot of people that started their projects already. And Unreal Engine 5 did get announced kind of late. All right, go ahead, Craig. Continue.
Yeah. But it's just not that big a deal anymore. Don't get me wrong. I wish they were there, but I don't think they were there last year. So they're not doing it, and it's not a surprise to me. The whole thing with God of War Ragnarok at this point, a drunk seven-toed midget could say that they had information, and then these guys would go ahead and report it, and they would say take it with a grain of salt, whatever that means. So it's just not that. If it comes, we'll get information when we have it.
Now there is that one guy who's been on point. You know what I'm talking about? That Twitter account.
Yeah, the snitch.
Yeah, and he has the perfect name too, bro.
Yeah,
that dude. He's so far he's batting 3 for 3 with not even like generally like, all right, he was like roundabout, right? No, he was like dead on, right? I'm like, holy shit, who the hell is this guy? It's crazy. All right.
Yeah. So, but again, it's just not. It's not a surprise. But again, they said they weren't going to be at the show that Jeff Keighley just did, and they were there. So they walked out on stage. So maybe we'll see something like that. Who knows? Maybe Corey Barlow shows up over there. We'll just have to kind of wait and see what's going on with it. I've never seen a group of people that. It didn't feel like this when God of War from last generation was coming out. It was like okay to get here when it gets here. Now it's we have to get information on it now. Like even if they said it's coming out, they're gonna do a podcast on it, and then we'll be waiting again. So, but yeah, this is not a surprise.
Okay. Hey, Project, what do you think about that? Sony skipping Gamescom.
Yeah, I guess I would question what exactly does that mean? Does that mean you are not even going to have any content whatsoever? You're not going to send any developer even for like the Gamescom opening night live? Because that would really be the biggest. That's the biggest spectacle of the event. Really, that's where you get the announcements, the actual footage, and it's basically Summer Game Fest, but in August. Well,
according to this, it says Sony won't even have a presence there. So let's assume we ain't doing nothing.
I feel like they said that before, but they still showed up.
You get nothing.
We'll see.
Yeah, right? What if Sony goes, you get nothing? Get your ass to the beach. You know what I'm saying? What you doing home anyway? Watching games. It's the summer. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Maybe it was in like 2019, and I remember it was like the very day that Gamescom opening night live was happening. I'm pretty sure it was at Gamescom, and that was the day that it was announced that Sony was going to acquire Insomniac, and they actually mentioned that on stage. So it was like, well, even though Sony wasn't in the show, or at least from my memory, they still actually got a mention in the show.
Yeah, so they could have a mention, like presence, meaning they probably don't have a booth where they're spending millions of dollars, but they might have a rep that could grab a mic and say something. It's easy to upload a video and just show it on the screen.
Yeah, that's a good point. That just because you don't literally send anybody or have any news that's literally announced at the opening night live, you can still have stuff on PlayStation Blog come out the same day. So there you go.
Right. Liquid Data, thank you for the super chat. And he makes a good point. He says, why do people think Sony would show one of their biggest games at someone else's show? Now that's a good point, right? Because we keep all right, because these are big companies, right? But they also have obviously their own platform on YouTube, Twitch, right, Facebook, and these platforms, I think people forget, or maybe we just don't realize, or we technically they're getting monetized as well. So like PlayStation showing a showcase event on their YouTube channel and Twitch is more preferable for them because they get all the revenue from the views and stuff. They're no different than me, right? When you think about it, people forget that a PlayStation YouTube channel is still monetized. Sony gets money from ad revenue. It's not like they're exempt and that it only applies to like guys like us or regular people. No, they get money from all that stuff too. All those huge traction, 2 million, 3 million views, 20 million views for Spider-Man, that's ad revenue they get too. So that changes the dynamic of these shows, because think about it. Like let's say like Project. You have Project Console, right? And traditionally in the 90s and the early 2000s, you used to go to E3. But now you have your own YouTube channel called Project Gaming Company, and you got, 7 million subscribers. Are you going to show the unveiling of your new game at, Jeff Keighley's show? Or are you going to show it on your own YouTube and get the 10, 20, 30 million views and all the money that comes with it?
Mm-hmm. You see? For sure.
Yeah. So
it's basically loss of money versus you actually gain money.
Yes, exactly. So it's right? like so YouTube changes the whole dynamic. YouTube, Facebook Live, Instagram, Twitch. The game changed because these companies still make money off of these streams as well. So I would say that's enough. And you don't have to pay the event organizer millions of dollars to be there.
Yeah. I'll say this though, like I agree with what Michael Pachter's assessment is on the situation, is that, the companies should all get together and have E3, because not only does it allow you to have a great stage for yourself, but it elevates the whole industry and it's not, not to mention the fact that you can still get your YouTube revenue from that anyway too, but you get more media coverage, and that's what they're really looking for, is people to be talking about their stuff. So it is, I definitely want to see E3 return in a grand way, actually having live stage events, because I'm sorry, but these state of plays, these showcases, yes, we get really good things in them, but the presentation is always better on a stage. Yeah. It just is.
It's true.
With an audience.
Yeah, that's true.
I will say I like the point you make. By having the bigger companies, they open the spotlight for the smaller companies. For the for the upcoming AAA developers that making their first new AAA game, or even some AA's, right? Without the big companies saying, it's kind of like like a boxing match. You got the main event, but you got the undercards first. Because of the main event, because of the Tyson Holyfield fight, you got to see all the undercards and the upcoming boxers or the lower level, title fights that gets known, right?
Yeah.
So you're right. So it's like a balance of, you're trying to do your own thing, but also it's healthy for the overall industry by doing these shows, because now you're going to get more people that normally, like if you get all these new guys all together at E3, everybody's going to be like, who the hell are these guys? I never heard of them. I don't want to watch this. But if you add Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft to the mix, and Ubisoft, whatever, and throw those guys in the middle of it, it's healthy for the overall advertisement of the industry. So that is a good point.
Yeah. And, let's just say, because I know that somebody's saying E3's dead. Everyone's been saying E3's dead for like 20 years, and it still is a thing.
No, it's dying. It's dying.
For sure.
It's dying. Now it's dying. Now it's dying, right? Man. The last few years were trolling. Now it's like, wait a minute. This is all it takes is a few more companies to say, yeah, we're not doing this no more, and it's pretty much over.
Right.
All it takes, like, I think, who's left? Who's actually, like, Microsoft, they still do it. Nintendo and Sony, they're done. Microsoft still does it. EA still does it. Ubisoft still does it, right?
Even with EA, they had EA Play. They even skipped that this year. So,
oh man.
Again, there's lots of problems developers going through these last 2 years for sure. Now, I am hoping that 2023 will be the grand return of E3. I loved it as an event, but let's just say it's dead. You know what? I want Sony to actually bring back the events they did in December.
The PlayStation
showcase.
PlayStation Experience.
PlayStation Experience.
Yeah. Bring that back. Get me. I know Sean Layden's not there anymore, but he was great on stage, man. Especially the last few years.
So you want a stage? Really you want a stage show, the traditional stage show, where you have you have the person hosting the show live on stage,
exactly,
and that person is directly talking to you, not this direct to video showcase, just on the stage, like Academy Award type stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the funny thing is, because we're all watching this from home anyway, at least most people are. So there's got to be some way in which, even with the showcases that they give us now, that you can sort of make it feel like there's an audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just haven't really fully embraced that. But I'll say this: I love it when you get to see Jim Ryan and Herman Hulst on camera talking to you. I know a lot of people are like, "No, I just want the games." Me personally, I feel like when they are there to say, "Hey, we're working on this, and we're about to show you this new title that we can't wait to show you that's been in development for so many years," like that tells me that they're proud of that title and that this is going to be a showstopper, or it could very well be a showstopper. And it just sets you up for the suspense of it all.
And to be honest, we're never gonna get those great moments like Ridge Racer. Like you're never gonna get that without you need. Sometimes it's awesome because you want the guys. Because you gotta admit, if I say to you guys, look back at some of the old E3s, and there are some classic funny moments. I mean, you have Miyamoto playing a fake flute,
baby.
You have Miyamoto playing a fake flute. He's literally into it. Like, bro, you're not really blowing into the controller. Like, it's not real. But he's there like, ooh, like, what is going on here? You have, whatchamacallit, again, the guy said Ridge Racer. Like, yo, the guy announced $599. Yo, what was it? Hey, you ever wondered what's on the bottom of Avatar? Boom, there it is. Like, and then the characters all janky and messed up. Like, those moments are hilarious. They are so goddamn. The Xbox is going to be the next water cooler. Like, what? Like, what? Yo, there is such the little girl on stage. She's actually acting like the cat is licking her. Like, yo, kid, the cat's not really licking you. Like, what are you doing in front of the Kinect demo? Like, yo, there is some. Yo, when you look back, like, yo, this is some of the dude dancing to Street Fighter. Like, oh my god, in Kinect Dance, there is so much funny classics to onstage stuff that you gotta have it because it's just so funny and awkward, but we're never gonna have that again. So I admit, just to get those moments, the guy playing Star Wars with Kinect, and like he the game is moving ahead of him. Because it's already pre-rendered and he's trying to match the movement. Instead of the game doing what he's doing what the game's doing. I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on here? Oh my god. Yo, there is some just weird stuff. Those are the things I miss from E3. There is just so many funny stuff that is just, oh my god. They should do a whole 2-hour compilation of just E3's best moments and just put some of the funniest things in there. Shout out to the Brain. What's going on? Channel member. We got Leo Jimmy with a super chat. Leo said, hold on, let me go back up. Let me catch up to these super chats. Leo said, y'all notice how E3 basically fell apart after Sony left E3 and how shows be continuously underwhelming without Sony there. Sony was a huge part of that. That's just no lie. Yeah. Really, when you think about it, right? You only had three main parties, right? Those were the big three. When we think of E3, sure, you got Ubisoft, EA in them, but it's really about the big three. Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, right? With Sony leaving, and then Nintendo started doing the direct stuff, you're talking about 66% of the show right there. The only one left is Microsoft, and it just so happens Microsoft over the last couple of years is at their weakest point in terms of games and big blockbuster games. They just didn't have it. So it was just like, you could just say they might as well shouldn't have even been there, to be honest. It was just a whirlwind. So Sony dipped out because they saw something that's just not worth it. Nintendo's been doing their own thing. And Microsoft, the only one that's trying to uphold the legacy or the standard, the tradition, they just don't have the library at that point in time over the last 2-3 years to do it. So yeah, it's crazy. Phil DV, thank you for the super chat, Leo. Phil DVG said, XC3 gonna force Sony to announce state of play tomorrow. What's XC3? Oh, XCOM 3? Gamescom?
Gamescom, yeah.
Is that what XC3 is? Games. I don't know what XC3 is. Is that Gamescom, brother? I think they're gonna do another state of play if God of War comes out.
Well, I think they'll do one because they've got possibly God of War coming. You've got Last of Us coming. You've got Forspoken coming.
There's some content coming out, man.
The Harry Potter games coming.
Well, they already did a state of play of that.
Well, yeah, but they could do another one with showing that. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know if God of War is coming back. I say he's not the real God of War.
Oh man, we already yes, he is. No, he's not. He killed Ares. He killed Ares. He took over.
He killed a fake Ares.
He killed Ares. All right. He is the son of Zeus.
Trump was trying to send fake electors. He killed a fake Ares.
No, he killed the real Ares. He killed them, and that's that. You're gonna have to accept it. Liquid Data, thank you for the super chat. He said, I think if COVID didn't happen, E3 and live events will be bigger. COVID killed some brick and mortar stores. That's true. Helped DoorDash and Grubhub making a killing.
It also killed a lot of people.
Yeah, sadly. So. Even made that Versus with music entertainers crazy big. Yeah, Versus was huge. I love Versus. I love watching it. So it's true, man.
Yeah.
COVID just changed. Listen, I mean, separate comments. That's you can have a whole podcast on that. But COVID did change a lot of stuff. Like
that's true. E3, isn't it coming back next year?
Shows.
Somebody was just.
They're trying to. They announced that they're going to try to come back next year. But COVID changed a lot of things just in life. It changed how we work. There's a lot more telework jobs out. A lot of businesses realize, wait a minute, I don't have to pay rent or whatever or own a building to have my employees work and provide me the products I want. They could just work from home. They could stay home. I don't care, just as long as you deliver the goods. And I don't have to worry about workplace harassment. I don't have to worry about working conditions, OSHA standards, none of that. If you get hurt in your own house, that's your business. That ain't got nothing to do with me, So that a lot of people ain't going back to work simply because of teleworking or because they're now trying to use social media. A lot of people jumped on the whole social media platform train and try to earn money through YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, right? Because that's all they had for a whole year. So they're like, you know what? Let me just try this out on YouTube. I got to do something. And they actually started making money through social media and stuff. So it's crazy, man. So who knows, man? I mean, I know Sony decided to leave in 2019, but I think COVID accelerated that. It probably opened the door for other people to be like, wait a minute. You know what? Yeah, we really don't need E3. So it's pretty crazy, man. How everything is, man. So any thoughts? So let me ask you this. Project, are you familiar with Tokyo Game Show? I know, Craig, you're familiar with Tokyo Game Show, right?
Yeah. Sony's had some good stuff. I mean, remember, was it Project Awakening?
Yeah.
You know, it was a big game that came out from the last few years at one of their showings, I want to say. That's still in development. We don't even know the platform right now. Like, it's probably a PS5 game, but hey, we'll get that game eventually, hopefully.
Right? Oh, man. Do you think they might skip out on... Corey Matt says OnlyFans blew up. Oh, man. You know what's funny? All the fans blew up, even though there's free porn. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But anyway, you think they're going to skip out on Tokyo Game Show? Or do you think because there's such a Japanese-centric title, Japanese people might feel that's disrespectful to their culture? That you better be there. What do you think?
Well,
you think like the Japanese, the Japan people might have a different reaction if Sony says, yeah, we're not going to be at Tokyo Game Show. You think that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Japanese, again, I don't even know what Sony's even done with recent Tokyo Game Shows. Heck, I don't even know if there's been like a Tokyo Game Show in the last 2 years.
Well, that's true, right? That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's good point, because I can't remember me talking about Tokyo Game Show in a while. That is an interesting point.
Yeah.
Like, Craig, you remember us having a podcast talking about Tokyo Game Show?
No, it's because it comes on like at 4. Is it like 4 o'clock in the morning?
Well, not live. But not live. But like post review. I don't think they have one. I don't think they have one. Hey, Chad, did they have a Tokyo Game Show last year? They probably had. It was probably canceled.
I don't know.
Yeah, when did they show that? Was it Black Myth Wukong or something like that? There was just another gameplay of that.
That's China. I know China has those.
Okay, that's China Hero. Okay, but Tokyo Game Show. I'm not for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think they did it because they barely got the Olympics done over there. So
that's interesting. That's a good point. But it just. But I wonder if Sony or not. Let's say if they were to host a Tokyo Game Show, I have a feeling Sony will be there. I don't think they will abandon that, only because I don't know. I don't know if the Japanese gamers would easily, like us, we complain, but whatever, we move on. But I don't know if like the Japanese gamers would take that personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this though: if Sony doesn't have something to show there, like, don't show up. You know what I mean? The worst thing you can do is show up and everyone's disappointed. So
now the one thing is though. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it's better to set expectation of, hey, we're not actually going to be showing up. I mean, sure, that's disappointing in and of itself, but at least you're saying ahead of time, we're not going to be here, so that way you rule out any potential negative impact of a lackluster showcase, because that's going to hurt you more at the end of the day than not showing up.
Yeah. Now, I will say there's a different standard for Tokyo Game Show as compared to the rest of the, Gamescom and E3, because it's more Japanese centric. So like the games that we look like, man, what the hell is this? The Japanese might be like, oh my God, that might be their equivalent of Starfield. I mean, that's the truth, right? Because it is Tokyo Game Show. It's centric to that side of the continent. So what we might see as, man, what the hell is all this stuff? What is Sony doing? That particular region might be like, man, they might look at it as their version of, they look at it as the way we look at God of War, Starfield, and et cetera, et cetera. So Sony might have projects or third-party relationships with games that, wow, for us might be like, Japanese-centric game, nothing big, the show ain't that great. But in their eyes, it could be like the best show ever because it caters to them. So there is potential of that, all right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me go on to the next topic. Now, this was a little fun, but like I'm just getting up. Let me share my screen. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me share my screen, right? So I'm like, I'm out here because I'm noticing the Xbox community is really, really angsty now, right? I think going 6 months without AAA first-party exclusive, and then the Bethesda showcase being a letdown. I mean, I seen a tweet already. Somebody's asking for Nintendo first party to put their games on Game Pass. Like, it's getting bad out here, right? So I just pushed out a little warning saying, hey, I'm calling it now. There's going to be some heavy ass salt if God of War Ragnarok releases this year. An entire year of no AAA first party games while PS5 dropped multiple titles, then finished the year off with Kratos vs. Thor. Like, oh boy, we're about to get some heat. Because, it's only June and the year's over. right? So imagine July, August, September, and then let's say God of War drops October, November. Especially if Sony is petty and they drop the game 11/11/2022. Oh my God, that would be so petty of them. That would be petty to the max. To drop it on the day Starfield would have released. So
yeah, it would be.
You know there's going to be a whole bunch of fanboys and whatever. What I found weird was this, though. Like, the flex everyone's using is this. This is the weird flex. And I'll put it on the screen. So, we got addicts out here. It will be even funnier when Elden Ring wins the Game of the Year awards, too. Like, what? And he's not the only one, right? Holy shit, this is taking a while to load. Like, what the hell's going on here? Oh, here comes Microsoft. Microsoft was already doing something with the internet. like already. Okay, let me go back one. So he said that, but just like clockwork, all that to happen just for Elden Ring to win Game of the Year. I'm like, all right, but there's more. Oh, okay. Not like PlayStation has been dropping them bangers, as y'all like to call them. All those games released, and PlayStation first party will still get their back blown out by Elden Ring. So this guy's going straight porn on the conversation. So here's my thing. Like, is like Elden Ring winning Game of the Year or potentially being the Game of the Year front runner? Is that a flex against PlayStation? Like is that a hit? Is that a jab on us? Because last I remember, that game is on PlayStation too.
First party. They don't want a Sony first party studio to win it. That's what it is. Because I think the only two that would be nominated, the only game that would be nominated for Game of the Year as of right now would be Forbidden West. I mean, because I don't think GT won't make it for it won't be Game of the Year. They're not going to renominate
at best sports, award, but
at best sports or something like that. It'd be maybe MLB wins that, something like that. But Uncharted, when they re-release Lost Legacy and 4, that's not going to be up for Game of the Year. So right now, those are the only two games, however, that are up for Game of the Year. But they don't want, because they died when God of War beat Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead, yeah.
They died. Ooh, I mean, something changed. That's when all these guys.
You know what pissed them off even more? Project, I don't know if you were around. So 2019 for the Video Games Awards, Jeff Keighley's show.
Yeah.
J-Dub came out on Twitter before the show and said, he's like, you know what? I'm paraphrasing. He's like, I'm going to go out there. God of War is going to win, Game of the Year over Red Dead. And if it doesn't, I will give away 3 Xbox One X's. This was the One X's, right? And he does. When he says that, he does. I mean, when the One X launched, he gave away like 3 of them the day they launched. So he was, at the time, he was giving gifts all the time. He was J-Dub, he was giving out Switches, Xbox, PlayStations, VRs. He was very charitable, at that time, during that time. All right. So he said, hey, God of War will be Red Dead at tonight's Game Awards. If not, I will randomly select 3 people and give them Xbox One X. 3 Xbox guys, whatever. He will randomly
That's
select.
true.
He did say that. He did say that, right? When God of War won, you know how many people were pissed off because that means because they were hoping, that he would buy Xbox One X and maybe they got lucky. Nope, God of War won. So even then, but it's true. There was a lot of salt with God of War winning Game of the Year over Red Dead. Nobody, or really the Xbox guys, did not want God of War to win.
Yeah.
So it was
it was bad. I do remember that because that's when you saw the break of all these Xbox guys, like literally within the next 3 weeks, all these Xbox guys, quote unquote Xbox guys, came out saying, I'm tired of this and I'm just going to get a PlayStation and all that kind of stuff. So it was, but the narrative then was multiplayer games that were platform games were a bigger deal. And then they got beat by an exclusive.
So, hey, Brian, I don't know if you're into it, but what do you think about that? Like, my point was, it's really dry in the Xbox side 2022. So there is a little bit of animosity. There is. Like, you could probably tell, like, people, there are some people that are really hating the idea that we're almost 2 years into the gen and like a whole year of gaming is really down to multiplat and maybe some Game Pass indies, day ones and stuff like that. But for the promise of, the promise of AAA first party Day one, it's just not happening for 2022. You have to wait till 2023. All the while, on the PlayStation side, the other console that, you know, and here's the crazy. If they bought both consoles, good on them, because that's really what being a multi-platform console owner, a multi-console owner is about. You get both, so you're good. You don't have to worry about this. You know, when one console has a down year, you got the other one, you're good, right? But for those that said, you know what, I'm going to pick the Xbox Series X first, because everybody told me about the power, you know, day one first party on Game Pass, all that stuff, right? All that hype. It just didn't work out that way. So some of these guys are like, man, I should have just bought the PS5 first and then bought an Xbox Series X, like in 2023, 2024, when they finally got their shit together. So there's a little animosity right now in this. And that's what I was bringing up. I'm like, hey, prepare yourselves. Because if God of War comes out this year, there's going to be some animosity from hell. They're going to nitpick the game. They're going to, it's going to be crazy if that game comes out. How does Elden Ring being Game of the Year contender mean anything in this conversation? Like, again, Elden Ring is on PlayStation. In fact, I think most of the sales of Elden Ring was on PlayStation. So, a PlayStation gamer playing Elden Ring, let's say if it does win Game of the Year, cool. So, you're able to play a Game of the Year title, plus a potential Game of the Year runner-up, Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West, and another Game of the Year runner, God of War. Like, how is that a bad thing for PlayStation gamers? Like, what? Can you make sense of this logic? I don't know. I don't get the logic.
Look, Elden Ring, you can play it on multiple platforms. You know, Horizon, technically you can play it on multiple platforms, but guess what? It's multiple PlayStation platforms.
True.
So
4 and 5.
Same is going to be with God of War.
True.
And I'll say this, like, From Software did win Game of the Year at the Game Awards for Sekiro.
Yeah, Sekiro.
Shadows Die Twice. Sekiro. Okay, that was I think that's 2019, the following year after God of War, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
that's definitely a studio that could win. That has a very good chance of winning this year.
Yes.
They're definitely the front runner. If you had the Game Awards right now, I'm sorry, it's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what reviewer is going to. You know what I mean? The vast majority of reviewers are going to vote that Game of the Year.
Yeah,
I think that's really clear. But I'll say this, God of War won over Red Dead, and I think Red Dead most people will probably recognize that is the grander designed, I actually think it deserved to win Game of the Year over God of War personally, but I also understand, Puerto Rock, that you don't really like the gameplay per se in Red Dead. It's too easy or clunky or whatever. For me, I love it personally. But I will say this, I do recognize that God of War is a more kind of personal, intimate experience, really well-directed experience, versus Red Dead is a little bit more up to the player to, form their narrative. There's a ton of, scripted narrative for sure, but, overall that game, it depends on where you want to go at a given time. And, I think if you love to ride your horse, actually to there instead of using fast travel, I think that's a big determiner if the game's for you or not. I happen to love, going on my horse to wherever we had to go. So I actually think Red Dead was the superior game. But really, if it was my Game of the Year 2018, that game for me is Spider-Man. Not as good of an open world as Red Dead, but I think that narrative is just absolutely Naughty Dog level quality. Just totally blown away by it. It's just incredible, bro. Anybody who poo-poos that game, they don't know what they're talking about. Or at least they don't match my taste. That's all I can say.
Hey, that's it. Yeah, tell them they have bad taste. And it's okay. Shout out to Cloak Onyx. He's hey, I'm telling you, man. I'm going to be PC Master Race. You know what I'm saying? Because he's contributing to the PC fund. I'm going to be PC Master Race. You're going to hate me. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of those GPUs just came down today. Like, I think they came down. I think everything's back to MSRP.
Oh wait, they're going to be even lower once the 4000s come out. I'm telling you, man. I think you know what? I think the PC community needs me. Like, who's out there?
Nobody.
Like,
oh no, it's Alex is out there.
Like you got PC. You got the tech guys. They're good, but they talk tech, breakdown, right? But who's advocating for the games?
Yeah.
Nobody. I'm gonna sell some shit. I'm gonna be selling the shit out of Total War. Watch. I'm gonna make that game look like it's the best game ever. Watch. I'm gonna put PC on the map. Watch. Watch me. Watch how I cap for that platform in its exclusives. I'm a cap. I'm going to cap.
Yeah, if you like real time strategies and like Sims and stuff, yo, that's where you should be gaming.
Yeah,
like that's where you should be.
I'm a cap for all the strategy games, even if I suck at them. I'm gonna cap like that. I'm a cap as if PC got nothing but Game of the Year bangers, and they're all exclusives.
Here's a 3060 at Newegg for $379.99. That's a good card.
3060 is not bad.
Yeah,
I'm a cap
for under $400.
Cloak said I gotta go 3090 Ti or
oh gosh. Like, God. If he's gonna fund it, then of course.
You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. I'm gonna play my games at 244 frames.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna make your head hurt when you play that fast.
You're gonna see like the screen is just gonna be bright white. I'm gonna be like, oh,
Yeah. That's exactly what it's going to be doing.
It's going to get to the point where if I play a console game at 60 frames, I start to throw up. I'll be like, oh, this is unplayable.
Yeah. I was playing Starfield today, and I was playing at 4K 30. I'm like, okay, this is... when they tell me 30, man, this is a struggle.
Gosh, I'm going to be that gamer. When they say 4K 60, I'm going to be like... Like Leo Jimmy, what's good is that it reminds me of 2020. You had Last of Us 2 up, Ghost up, and FSM Remake up for Game of the Year. Ridiculous. Sony has been competing with Sony since 2018. I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, he's right. But again, they don't want a Sony first party studio to win Game of the Year, which to me is stupid because it's subjective. My Game of the Year when Red did and when God of War won was Detroit Become Human. It didn't even get nominated. I'm like, this is the best game I've played. So it's all this subjective.
Detroit Become Human is an underrated game. It was amazing. Liquid Data. He says, I agree. Red Dead 2 was mean. That's saying that, he agrees that it should have been Game of the Year.
If it's your Game of the Year, that's fine. I mean, that's my whole point. Yeah. If it is your Game of the Year, it's not the end of the world that Jeff Keighley had a show where they voted it not.
Yeah, the overall consensus, it did win a lot of Game of the Years across the industry, but I think God of War won the most that year. But both games were, I could understand why a lot of people love Red Dead. Like Red Dead, my only issue with Red Dead was the controls. I can't get over that. Like, I gotta have a game with good controls. If the game doesn't have good controls, it's really hard for me to get into it. Even if it has a great story, it's just, I just can't, like, the controls, oh my God, it just annoys me, and I just can't get over it, That's just my thing. So if I play a game that has bad control things, I'll just be like, it's really hard for me to enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this, like, there's no doubt that the controls are an issue for some people. I take the perspective that the controls are purposely designed to feel slow or clunky because you're literally living in a time period in which things are a lot slower in comparison to like modern warfare. That's what I believe. I don't think some people think Rockstar is lazy and just hasn't updated their engine. I think that's ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing. So a lot of people were telling me, you're crazy, blah, 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 whatever, right? Because it was like a huge argument. Even websites were saying, the best configuration to get the best control. It was like a big debacle over that. But a lot of people were telling me I was crazy. I was like, all right, whatever. It is what it is, right? Agree to disagree. But when they released the game a year later on PC, because Rockstar tends to do that with their major games. Like Grand Theft Auto, they don't release on PC day and date. They release on consoles
first. Double dipping, man.
Yeah, they double dip. They know what they're doing. I know. Some people say, "Oh, it's because of console optimization." I'm like, no, they're not stupid. They know people will rebuy that game on PC. Like PC gamers will have no problem buying it day one on consoles, and then a year later they will buy it again. Right? Now, when that happened, when Red Dead 2 came out, and they announced it for PC and all the upgrades, they specifically mentioned they're updating the controls. So not only did the PC version have updated controls, but they updated a patch on consoles with improved controls. So now I asked people a year later, so let me get this straight. If there was no issues with the controls, then why did Rockstar update the controls a year later on consoles if everything was fine? Like, come on, bro. Like, the controls are bad. It just whether some people, like I said, some people didn't mind. I get it. Cool. Like some people work with it, dealt with it, and enjoyed everything. Like everything else overrided the controls. But I'm the opposite. The controls overrided everything else for me, and that's why I couldn't enjoy the game as much. Because I was like, it was just consistent. I'm like, oh my God, these controls, I just can't take it. And then also the horse riding. Yeah. Oh my God. Like, Jesus Christ.
I love that.
Like, oh my God, there was so much goddamn, like, oh my God, I'm riding this horse all the fucking time. Like,
well, that's the way they got around back
then. And they didn't have a lot of fast travel. So sometimes you were forced. That
is true.
Like, oh my God, this is terrible. Like, shout out to Chris B. He added more to PC funds. I'm telling you, man, they want me on their team. Y'all in trouble. Boy, y'all can't tell me nothing. Once I get this...
I found it soothing and relaxing.
it felt like the old days.
So cool, man.
Oh my God. I just couldn't. I'm like, oh my God, now I got to ride back on this goddamn horse. All the way to the city. Oh, I couldn't take it. It was man. Like and listen, every game, like Days Gone, you could easily travel everywhere if you want to travel. But for those like me, I need fast forward spots. I need to go zoom. The only game I could tell you right now that I didn't use fast travel in an open world game was Spider-Man. I thoroughly enjoyed swinging through the city. Yeah. I couldn't. Yeah, I mean, I did the fast travel just to see the cutscenes, but after I saw the cutscenes, boom! I enjoyed just going through the city. But any other game, whether it's Assassin's Creed, right? I gotta fast travel. Even Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm fast traveling. Ain't no fucking way I'm gonna go with Alloy across all of this goddamn map. That shit ain't happening. I'm fast traveling. I buy like 50 kits of camping gear. I'm fast traveling. I'm out. I can't do all this traveling all the time. I don't find that as fun gameplay. But Red Dead, oh my! And then it got so bad. Like what? You hold the start button or you hold the touchpad, and it does it for you. Like it's automatic. It's like cinematic writing mode, and you just have to sit there and wait it out.
It's like a movie. It's like movie version of a movie mode.
The horse will just do it for you, but you just have to. So you just sit there waiting for the horse to get to your destination. You're just like,
I remember. I mean, again,
like, I loved it.
Oh man, I couldn't. Man, goddamn you! It's true. I just couldn't take. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. And I wouldn't mind if it had that. Just create great fast forward points so I could skip all that and not deal with it. So that way you can enjoy what you want, and me, I just bypass that and boom, get to the city. Boom, I'm there. But it was bad, man. Cloak Onyx, did you check out the mock PC I built you? Oh yeah, you did the pickpocket. No, I did not get to look at it. I did not. I saw the tweet. I'm like, because you sent me the tweet, the DM. I don't know where I was at, but I wasn't able to look at because I wasn't home. But I never got back. So I will look at it today, I promise. But my man Cloak is looking out for me on a PC build. So that way in the fall, winter, I will unleash hell on all you console plebs. You will know my raft. I'm going to be like, God Butcher. And just kill all you console gods with my almighty PC. Just so I could play Minecraft with ray tracing.
There you go.
There you go.
That's exactly what you'll be playing.
Hit the like button if you like the idea of me becoming PC Master Race. And just scoff at you console plebs. Scoff. Hey, so last topic. I already have the image up. So apparently it's being leaked that Sony's about to do their own Pro controller. Like their own, PS5 Pro controller. What do you guys think about that? We'll start with Project. What do you... Ruhan. Yeah. He's like, what? The PC build, let's go. I'm telling you, man. You know what? I have a feeling that my majority of the chat, my family is PC gamers. Let me find out. You guys been rocking with me and you're just waiting for the day to recruit me over to PC Nation. Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me find out. Shout out to Ruhan. He's like, PC build, let's go. But hey, we'll start with Project Crowd. What do you think of a potential of Sony creating their own counter to the Xbox Pro controller? Right? What's their controller called? Is it the Pro controller or is it the Xbox Ultimate controller? What do they call their controller?
Oh, Elite?
The Elite. There you go. They call it the Elite.
Yeah.
So what do you feel of Sony coming out with their own version, and what would you like from it? Like, all right, so it's the Elite controller. What do you want to have to make it elite?
Yeah, that's a good question. Look, I'm just the guy who gets the cheaper stuff. You know what I mean? So like, I just use the DualSense. I mean, which is an incredible controller, by the way. You know, so I've never gone out of my way to buy a fancy pro controller. But I'll say this: I'm interested in putting my hands on one, just not willing to pay the price. So I'm sure I would like the extra grips and the extra texturing, and you know what I mean, just better feel on the actual buttons and all. Like, I like that stuff. I think they should do that.
So let's say, let me ask you a question. So let's say you were going to spend $300 on it. They created a $300 controller, Elite, Pro, whatever they want to call it, and you're willing to buy it. What is that controller, if you were willing to do it? Describe that controller.
What is the controller?
Yeah, describe the PlayStation 5 controller you are willing to buy if you were to buy it. What do you want it to do? What do you want it to be? Like, it's, you know, name the things it's got to have at $300.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, more, instead of plastic, more of like a metal. Okay. You know, the thing that you're holding really firm, like really good grip. I don't know. Do you add rubber grips in that, or do you put that in the metal? I'm not really sure.
This guy wants titanium, adamantium. He wants adamantium plated. He wants adamantium plated. Like, what is this, Wakanda? He wants a vibranium controller. Like, what? This guy wants a Black Panther controller. He's like, vibranium. All right? So, like, you don't want anything crazy? Like,
well, look, you know how sometimes you hold the, a plastic controller in your hand, and, eventually over time, as you just hold it, even though you may not be sweating, but you know what I mean? Your palms get a little liquidy, you know what I mean?
All right, sweaty. So
I feel like the metal version will be able to
cooler.
Well, for one, it's cooler to your hands. You know what I mean? So versus the plastic, that's just going to sort of absorb the heat more, if you will. Okay, versus I feel like with the metal, especially if you're in a cool air conditioned room.
So you want heat dissipation. You want to dissipate heat off your hands.
No more sweaty palms, bro.
No more sweaty palms. Oh, what else? Well, shout out to Liquidator. He said, like the Scuff controller, just Sony branded. All right. Cloak Onyx. Right. I also posted the mock PC pictures in general of the Discord. Don't freak out at the price. Oh, snap. This guy. You realize the market ain't that great, right, Cloak? Like, my crypto's down. Goddamn stocks is down.
Crypto took a hit.
My retirement fund is down. Like, yo, this shit's hurting. We hurting here. Nah, shout out to Chloe, man. That's my boy. He's gonna get me up here. All right. So what else? Anything else? Anything crazy?
Yeah, I don't know really how to describe this, but with the DualSense controller and using all that haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers, like, what can you give me as the pro version of that? I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that feels like.
Okay.
But right. I'd like to see an evolution on that.
Okay. All right. Craig, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not buying it. Now, I mean, if they...
I know what you mean, man. $300 for a controller? Like, man.
Well,
you really like Call of Duty.
Yeah, they're talking about stuff like that's coming out, like maybe a new monitor / TV.
I heard about that.
Which is coming, and they announced that at CES. It just goes to show you that these guys don't pay attention. They're like, oh, they're going to release this when they talked about this at CES. The same time they were on stage talking about VRR update for for their TVs. They were announcing that because they do want a TV or monitor that will compete with the C1. The C1 is coming down in price. I've seen it for as cheap as $789 in some places. Wow. So, and that's 48 inches. So they're trying to. So yeah, LG's not stupid, but I'm not buying it. Now the headsets, which people got to understand, those are just good old fashioned Sony headsets. Those are supposed to be 3 tiers now because my headset that I have for the PlayStation, that little foam circle has come out. I'm talking about the little bitty, this between your ear and the speaker, that is starting to shear out. So I will look into that if that's like $100. But I'm not. I saw a mock-up of it and I'm like, I'm not buying this. It would be like, but if you're on both PlayStation and PC, because that DualSense is now native to PC, you just plug it in, it plays. okay, like the Xbox controller. So it is the better. It is the better if they've set it up for the feedback, the haptic feedback, and things like that. It is the better controller. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna pay. I mean, I bought a second controller at. I waited for Days of Play last year, and it was like $49.99. So. And so, yeah, I'm not. That would be the only good news is that the ones that are out now, those controllers will start to come down in price instead of them being what are they 60 or 59, something like that. They may come down to 39 or 49. So, I mean, I may do something like that, but yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm trying to buy a HOTA stick for my PC for when I upgrade and I get back into my flight sim. But yeah, I need to buy a HOTA. That's the top thing for me right now. So,
man, shout out to Cloak. He showed me the picture. Man, that's a $5,000 PC.
Their cars are cheaper than that. My first car I bought was $39.99. It was cheaper than that.
No wonder he said, "Hey, don't worry about the price." Man, my man took me to the restaurant and there's no price on the menu. You know what that means?
Yeah, the lobster gonna be $49.99.
You know what that means? Shout out. You know what that means? Now, for me, right? If it was a pro, I'm not gonna buy. I'm here talking trash, but I'm not gonna buy a pro controller either, because I think those are more geared towards the competitive gamers, in my opinion, right? But I would imagine it'll probably have like back paddles, like paddle shifters in the back. That's pretty popular now. For these controllers, I would imagine maybe the face is configurable, kind of like the SCUF controllers. Like you could swap out the analog stick. Like you could swap out where the D-pad is at, where the joystick is at. Boom, boom, boom. You know, stuff like that. I would like to see, and this is just for like the turbo button to come back. Yeah, I remember the old school. Whenever they did third party like pro controllers, you had like a little switch, and you just hold down the button. And it would like automatically press it like a million times. You know what I'm talking about? Like turbo. They used to call it turbo mode. Like instead of like constantly pushing down the button repeatedly, you would just hold it down, and the mode would do it for you. So I remember back in the days where you had to keep pressing B to shoot, and the reason why was because back in the days, you know, like Contra and all those games, you had to keep pressing the B button to shoot. Well, you got these controllers, all you gotta do is just hold it down, and the characters is like unloading. It looked like a machine gun. Like, oh, those are some great times. So I used to love those controllers because I didn't have to keep pressing the button. I would just hold it down, and that shit would just go mayhem, whatever. So I wonder if they will bring that back. It'd be interesting. But the fact that Sony's thinking about it is probably because there's a market for it. You know,
absolutely.
There's a huge market for these advanced controllers. SCUF is popular. I mean, SCUF controllers are like $400 too, and people are buying it. Like it's crazy. But for me personally, the only peripheral I want is the PSVR 2. That's what I want.
There you go.
Yeah, now that's different. I do want that, but yeah, no controller. I mean, that's just me, though. I mean, I know people got mad a couple years ago when I blasted them for having 29 kind of headsets, and there's nothing wrong with the headset you got. But but it is what it is. That's just kind of like what Project Cloud here said. I'm just getting the cheaper thing. So if the new controller were to come out and the other controllers come down in price, I'm like, oh, all right, but I already have two controllers. What I'm gonna do with another one? So that's just money I'll put back for the VR, which I assume people are like, well, they're gonna have a state of play. I'm like, yeah, they do have to have an announcement about their VR. Everybody keeps forgetting about that. They talk about God of War, so that VR is, I think it's a bigger deal, but especially with what they're bringing with it. Like it's a total improvement over what they just had. So based on the paper that they've put out. We'll have to wait and see.
I know Jay Barr will be all about that because he's a big fighter fan. So I could see for him, he's big on fighters and Call of Duty. So you're talking about two areas that are very competitive when facing somebody. So I can imagine for him being able to have a control where he can tweak, which will be, but I think he has a fighting stick. But for Call of Duty, where you can tweak the controls, the precision, that will definitely bring a lot of competitive gamers on the PlayStation platform that play Fortnite, Apex Legends, all that stuff. They're willing to spend that money just to dominate whatever they can. Me, I just want more gaming experiences. I'm not really that competitive to be pulling that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Understood.
So, hey, any topics you guys want to talk about before? Is there anything you want to come on the air and bring up?
I was just going to say something, but I lost my train of thought. But I guess I will say this. The Last of Us remake, that's actually your next PS5 exclusive. Now, again, I know it's coming to PC, but that's coming later. So at least it's not a day and date. You know what I mean? So it is a PS5 timed exclusive, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
But that means it's not coming to PS4. So it's like, wow, we're actually getting a new PS5 game this year when, I don't know, has there really even been a PS5 exclusive that's come out for Sony this year?
Not this year.
Not on PS4?
No, not this year. Not this year. So, so this year so far, obviously, Horizon Forbidden West on PS4, GT7 on PS4, God of War Ragnarok. That's from them. Forspoken, I think, is PS5 only. So from third party, Sony's been nurturing exclusive to PS5. The upcoming KOTOR, that's PS5 only. So
I am pretty sure that Forspoken is day and date with PC though.
Yeah, it's day and date with PC,
even though it's on PS5 and not PS4.
Yeah. So Sony. So I think Sony, they find a balance to nurture. Hopefully God of War is the last PS4 cross-gen games.
I know, right?
Especially with The Last of Us remake being built from the ground up. Hopefully that means none of the Naughty Dogs games are cross-gen.
Oh yeah, there's no way now. Not if your remake they could have already put this remake on PS4 easily. You know what I mean?
But they
if this was the title to put it on PS4, but they said nope.
Yeah.
I think it's very clear that
I think they had a remaster because they remastered on PS4 already. But I think hopefully I think that this remake is kind of like the reps of their engine they're using for their future games. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good rep to get in the groove and be like, hey, look at what we can do now on the new console and obviously on PC.
Yeah. So the way I think it's going is this remake, it's in line with Last of Us Part 2, but it is an improvement on it. It's not necessarily built from even though they say built from the ground up for PS5. Yeah. I believe it's like, okay, this project started on PS4 and they eventually transitioned to, okay, we're going to only build it for PS5. But it's with the foundation of already using the PS4, or at least, you know what I mean, in the cycle or the nearness of the PS4. So it's built from the ground up for PS5 later in the dev cycle is what I think. Versus the new project that Neil Druckmann will be directing, that's going to be full-blown PS5.
Oh my god!
And hopefully also the Last of Us Online game that they're working will be a true PS5 game. Even though it's like 2 years in development already, but it's coming out hopefully next year, so we'll see.
I don't think Factions 2, if it's a live service game, I don't think it's going to be exclusive to PS5 PC. It might be cross-gen only because they want that. Because that's the thing about live service game. Yeah, the strength of live service game is how many people can access it. That's really the success of those type of games hinges on how many people they can actually get to access the game. And
that's true.
And there's still a lot of people on PlayStation 4. And I would be honest, I think if there was any point, so I remember Jim Ryan 2 years ago said he wants to transition PlayStation 4 gamers, to PlayStation 5 as fast as possible. And what's funny is it could happen, but it's really manufacturing that's holding Sony's back now. Because I guarantee, I don't guess I guarantee, but if Sony would have been able, if Sony could produce 30 million consoles, which was never heard of, but if they could have done it, they would sell 30 million consoles. I think there is such a high demand for PlayStation 5 that yes, they could have transitioned PlayStation 4 games to PlayStation 5 faster than ever before, but because of lack of availability, they're actually slowing themselves down. They're not keeping pace with, I think there's a lot of gamers, they just want a PlayStation 5, but, according to Sony's own metrics, 80,000 PlayStation, they use the US region, 80,000 PlayStations get sold in 82 minutes. As compared to PlayStation 4, it would take 9 days to sell 80,000 PlayStations. In 82 minutes, you got 82 minutes before 80,000 PlayStations are sold. That is insane. Like, how do you keep up with that? You know, there's a lot of gamers. You can't. There's a lot of gamers that want that console, but they just can't get it because it goes like that. And Sony is doing a much better job of keeping away from scalpers as compared to the first 3 months, first quarter, or whatever. You know, so there's more direct sales, more store sales, but as soon as somebody knows that console is coming, they're on it. They are on it. And that's just, I never seen anything like that. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is, like, I think people forget this. You know, not only are there people who wanted a PS5 at launch, they're still trying to get a PS5. But you know what? As time goes on, more and more people want a PS5.
Yes.
So it's like, you know, the people that would have already normally bought a console by now, 2 years into the cycle, well, guess what? They can't get it right now. And that just continues on every day. You know, more and more people, there's increased demand, and yet the supply is not, it won't ever be able to match it, at least right now.
Great point, because you got the people who, since launch, are still trying to get it. But at the time, you had people that wasn't interested in the PlayStation 5. Now, fast forward 2 years, now you have the group that are now interested in PS5, but you still have the group that have been interested for the last 2 years and still can't get it. So now they're still in a bigger competition, and it just keeps adding and adding, and the group keeps bigger and getting bigger and bigger. Yo, it's crazy. This is just insane. I know Sony's like, how, man, we gotta figure something out, because this drive can't last forever. Like, I can't see in 2024 people are still like the need for a PlayStation 5 is still this big. Like, at a certain point, Sony's gotta like figure out and be like, take advantage of this need, this desire, you know, the demand for the console, because this is bigger than it's ever been, right?
Yeah. And let's be real too, like Horizon Forbidden West, look, there's people who play that on PS4, but you know what? I think there's a lot of gamers who are like, I'm not playing this until I have a PS5.
Yes, Miles Morales
is the same way. That update. Yeah,
it just looks too good. Like, some people are willing to wait for the best version. Like, that's why I think Horizon's gonna have long legs, because people want to play it on the PS5, just like Miles Morales, right?
And I think another thing is people weren't ready technology-wise with their TVs. I mean, people, for the most part, still have TVs that are 60 hertz.
Yeah.
So most people don't have 120 hertz TVs, which if you get one of these consoles, you either that or a monitor. I always say to people, look, you get a monitor that does, you know, up to 144 hertz, and you might be at 1080p, but you could do the 144 hertz, and you could get that for like $199 or $299. So, but that's why I think it is important for Sony, if they do a monitor, we should get 1440p support, because those monitors are actually have come way down in prices. But well, I have to wait and see though. It's just I do think if they're projecting to be at 38 million at the end of next fiscal year, the transition will really, I think it really starts with Spider-Man and Wolverine. I think that's when you really see the major transition going.
I can't wait till Wolverine. Oh man, I will say this. I was, when the rumor, and we talked about this months ago about the rumor of The Last of Us, when it was announced, I was kind of like, man, they're really doing a full-blown remake on a game that got remastered on PS4. I was kind of like, I'm like, all right. I mean, the game looked good. I was like, the game looked good. You don't really need to put the energy. So I'm like, I'm not getting it. I'm like, nah. But then when I saw what they did, I'm like, oh my God. Like, you seen those graphics? I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's ultra. Yeah. Either high or ultra graphics.
God, yeah. I'm like, Jesus. Like, what is Naughty Dog? Like, I did not think I would be that impressed. It's a night and day difference. I'm like, so I'm gonna be like this, playing like, I'm gonna hide my PSN ID. Because people gonna I'm gonna privatize my PSN ID, because people are gonna be like, I thought you weren't gonna play $70 for it. I'm gonna be like, I did it. Why is your PSN ID private? Man, stop gatekeeping. You don't need to look at my ID. Stop gatekeeping. Why are you looking at my ID? That's toxic. All right?
You're toxic looking at my ID.
These people's ID alone. My shit's gonna be private while I'm playing Last of Us Remake.
Yeah, I've already reserved it, so I'm that in Forspoken.
Didn't
Modern Warfare.
the $99 version got sold out?
Well, they both got sold out. So I put like $20 on it and said, just whichever one comes open first, put me on that list.
I will say this. I will say this. This is the one thing I would say is, and I'm all about. Listen, I'm team like physical should always be alive. It should never go away. I'm not an advocate of a world where it's all digital. Physical does have to have its presence. It needs to stay in gaming. To me, it protects the consumer because physical has great deals. They tend to drop in price faster than the digital. So I'm a firm believer in that. Hell, I bought Cyberpunk digitally. I mean, not digitally. Physical. I'm not bullshitting. I'm going to show you. I think I'm lying. Right? Now that it has the PS5 update, I bought it. I haven't played it yet. Yeah, right? I haven't played it yet, right? But I bought it because it has the PS5 update, and the PS5 update has it running good, so I'm looking forward to playing it. But I bought it for $5 from Best Buy. Best Buy actually had a deal for $5 and change. When I saw it on Best Buy, I think it was Wario64. He mentioned it. I'm like, bullshit. I clicked on the link, and it pulled up on my app, my Best Buy app, and it said, yes, $5. So, hell yeah. Got this game for $5. For the cheaper than the McDonald's #1 value meal. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I bought this physical. $7. $7. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good with physical and stuff like that. But the thing I love about software, I don't have to worry about if I want to buy a game day one, it's out of stock. I'll be honest. So like if I want to buy a game day one, I'm getting it digital because I know I don't have to pre-order it. I don't have to do none of this weird stuff. I know I just get to play the game. So that's what I like about digital. I don't have to worry about games running out or anything like that, or the store running out of copies or any weird stuff like that. So has its place. You know what I'm saying? So,
the other thing too about digital is like, I mean, look, I still love physical discs, but like honestly now with the way we're trained with YouTube and other services, like I'm sorry, but putting a disc into my console to play a game, I just want to sit in my chair, yo.
You just realize you have the disc version of Starfield, and you're like,
nah.
I gotta get up and walk 2 feet.
Yeah. And then you have to lean forward and pick up the box.
You're like, you know what? I'm not playing the game. If I have to actually get up and put the disc in, I'm not gonna play it. Forget it. Like, the fucking tragedy of me putting a disc. Like, I know what you mean. Like, it's very convenient to just switch the game. I know what you mean. But goddamn though, man. I'm saying though.
I gotta jump off, fellas. But shit at the clock.
All right, we're about to be out of here. $5 though. I woke up for $5.
I'll take it easy.
All right, you guys take care. We're about to close the show, man. Hey, I want to say thanks for everybody for showing up, man. I really hope you enjoyed the show. I'll probably do another podcast, or I might go live again around Thursday. Do what I do. Who knows what other craziness comes up and stuff like that. For everybody who became a channel member, I want to shout out to the family. Thank you for being part of it. To the PC Master Race, slowly but surely, training me, man. These guys are like Darth Sidious or Emperor Palpatine right now. Right now, I feel like Anakin Skywalker. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking around talking about gaming, and they're like, "But have you played at 144 FPS, young one? There is a way you can do it, young one. Just grab the mouse and feel the power." You know what I'm saying? You heard
the tale of Darth Earth's Wise.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come out there. Once I get the build, then you're gonna have Cloak Onyx, good Puerto Rock, and then also I'm gonna see a message: execute Order 66, and I'm gonna come in right in the middle of the barn stables. And just kill all the ponies.
Execute Order 66.
J Barry's gonna be like, "But Puerto Rock, you were the chosen one."
I don't sound that bad.
If you knew the power of 144 hertz. What What's going on, Cloak? We're about to be out of here, but hey, my man.
I just got done with my work.
Oh, did you? Oh, soft. Man.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we're closing up, man. But hey, thanks for looking out and stuff like that.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Once I get that PC build, I'm gonna go on a rampage.
Oh yes, about that. So the one that I mocked up for you, that was right around $5,000.
That's just $5,000. I'm like, holy shit! This guy created the DeLorean.
I said that in the first thing. It's like it's not PC Building Simulator is not reflective to the real life prices. They don't update the prices right away.
PC Building. Wait, this is a game?
Yes, it is a game and is available on PlayStation and Xbox. It's called PC Building Simulator. I shit you not.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh my god! This is an actual game. Oh, this is what we doing now. We buy consoles to build PCs that we can't have in real life. So we buy the game.
Yep, it is actual game.
Oh shit! And wow, you have like a budget, or like you have to earn money, like what? Or you have unlimited funds?
There is several story modes, and then there is a free build.
Wait, there's a story mode.
There's a story mode to where you actually start out as an IT intern, and actually you just get like the old school. Hey, my PC's broken, fix it.
Hold up, you're telling me that the story mode of this game is... Hold up. So you're telling me there's PlayStation gamers right now.
Yes.
Right now. They're going from adventuring as Alloy in the future Far West, or they cross over driving a high performance vehicle where they could go to the Olympics, or they're the son of Zeus killing gods. But instead of all that, they're playing a game where they're IT tech support. That's what we're doing now on PlayStation.
Pretty much. I did not know that game can be console.
You could be a god. You could be an Olympian. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You could fight robot dinosaurs. But instead, you gotta check and wonder why someone's email doesn't work.
Either email, so like their PC's running hot because someone stupid didn't put on the thermal paste right.
Yeah, did you restart the computer?
That's pretty much it. You just get you or like you build, or like you actually just do. Someone pays you like $2,000 to $3,000 and says, "Hey, stay within this budget and build me a PC."
You know what? I rarely stream games. I think the only time I actually stream games, I tried in the beginning like years ago in Uncharted, and I was terrible at it because I was too focused on the game and not on the, people who stream have talent. They do. Because they got to play the game and entertain, the channel and I'm not that dude. The only other time I streamed was playing Zaire Madden because that's easy, there's trash talking, whatever. But you know what? I think I'm going to buy this game and I'm going to stream this game. People are going to be like, yo, Puerto Rock really playing PC Simulator and doing tech support.
Yep. You can do that.
I think, chat, you will rock out with me and watch this stream of me fixing emails and monitor settings?
Yep, pretty much. You can build. There's actually DLCs, and so you can actually buy like NZXT or you can buy Aros or Eris. How you want to pronounce it? It's basically just a pun off of Horus, the sun god of Egypt.
They got loot boxes. Unbelievable.
I don't think that there's loot boxes.
They got money transactions.
Yes, they do have DLCs. I think they're about $10 a piece, at least on the Steam side. All right. I don't know how many though.
Okay, okay.
But are you seeing on the PlayStation Store?
What? No, I'm gonna look that up when I turn on my console. It's gonna.
Yeah.
Yep, I think I might do it. I might buy that game. I might stream PC Simulator. Like that's gonna be the next thing. We're gonna be chilling on PC Simulator. We're gonna see. Yeah. we're not gonna do Neo. We're not gonna do Avengers. We're not gonna do God of War. We rocking. We're gonna figure out why somebody can't connect to the internet.
Yes.
And then what's the Wi-Fi password?
There is a tutorial on how to
We're gonna sign you up for $500
and
semester.
part of PC.
We're gonna go through and get my A+ certification. We do
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Industry recognized.
Oh my God, yo, thank you for that one, Cloak. That ended the show like. Oh, I think I'm gonna do it. I got to see this game. I got to. I don't believe it until I play it. There's just no way.
The music's pretty good. I do like the music.
Oh man, I'm gonna get me like a white button-down shirt and a pocket protector. And get me some glasses. I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna go all out.
Oh no!
I'm nerding out. I'm going full blown nerd.
Oh no!
I'm gonna have a bunch of physics books in the background in Lord of the Ring.
Oh,
the whole entire volume set. I'm gonna go.
I got called Urkel in school.
Urkel, everything. I'm gonna nerd out. I gotta nerd out. Gotta do it. Anyway, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Tune in for. We'll tune in for the game stream of me nerding out as IT support. I gotta plan that one day. Anyway, thank you for rocking by. I truly appreciate it. Again, to the channel members, thank you for rocking out. Hey, hit the like button. I hope you enjoyed today's show. To everybody that supported the channel, thank you so much. I'm so happy and I appreciate all of you. I'm so glad that you guys are rocking out with me every Tuesday and with the crew. Project Cloud, thank you for stopping by. I might push the show a little earlier from now on if I'm able to. 5:30. I think for the panel members a little bit easier, so we'll do it. You know what I'm saying? But hit the like button. We're out of here. Thank you so much. Take care.